Good afternoon. Thank you for viewing the YouTube channel and the Facebook page of the Law Office of Travell Travis. Our law firm specializes in the needs of pastors, entrepreneurs, creatives, and the community. Please like, share, comment on our videos, as well as connect with us on our website, email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube channel, all under the name of the Law Office of Travell Travis, or travelltravis.com at gmail.com, as well as on Instagram and Twitter, Travell Travis. Disclaimer, our videos are for educational and advertising purposes. It is not a substitute for consulting a licensed attorney in your state. Today's topic, who told you that you can marry them? Who told you that you could marry them? Recently, I had a conversation with a pastor while sitting in the office of another pastor. And while we were waiting, admiring the different certificates and plaques, licenses and degrees, he noticed a certificate on the wall from the state, recognizing that particular pastor to be able to perform marriages in that state. He remarked, well, what is that? Why do you need it? Isn't my ordination papers sufficient? And I said, every state is different. But in Virginia, in particular, a minister must be recognized by the state to perform marriages. He replied humorously, I've been preaching and pastoring and marrying people for decades and never had a license to perform such ceremonies, nor knew that he needed one. We continued to laugh, and conversation got a little bit serious when it came to, you have couples all over this city still shacking and living in sin, thinking you actually had the authority to marry them. And so my question to you is, who told you that you could marry them? For marriage, marrying people is one of the joyous things we do as pastors. It can also be the most stressful and time-consuming when we're dealing with premarital counseling before marriage, as well as post-wedding counseling, trying to keep people together happily married. Understand that marriage is both a civil and a religious ceremony, recognized by both the church as well as the state, recognized by God and recognized by the government. There are numerous laws that recognizes the institution of marriage, as well as religions and cultures that have recognized the institution of marriage for millennia. Thus, both civil officials, particularly judges, magistrates, justices of the peace, can perform marriage ceremonies, but also pastors and other ordained ministers may perform such ceremonies. In particular, in Virginia and many other states, require that a ordained minister or a minister provides evidence of ordination, evidence of being in good standing, and in some jurisdictions, even within Virginia, may require providing a copy of the churches or denominations, Reformation's doctrine book or discipline manual, not so much to evaluate your beliefs, but to perhaps vet to determine whether or not you are ordained by a quote-unquote legitimate church body, and not just merely some online pay a fee, get an ordination, pick your title type deal, but that you're a legitimate minister and doing ministerial duties. And so the court may require, as I said, your government ID, certificate of ordination, some type of evidence of good standing, a letter or a credential card, as well as perhaps your doctrine or discipline book as evidence that you are part of a recognized church body. Understanding that performing a marriage without authorization or license can land you up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $500 for performing a ceremony knowing, keyword knowing, that you're not authorized to do so. And largely that penalty is when you have people who know they don't have the authority, hold themselves out to have the authority, really to perhaps get a quick buck. Also, we have to bear in mind that there are possible legal consequences to a couple if somehow discovered that they were never legally married because the person did not have the authorization to perform the ceremony, and in particular to sign the certificate of marriage. And with that being said, let me also add that in Virginia, failing to sign and return the marriage certificate can also lead to a fine by the government on that minister. So I conclude with the question that I asked you in the beginning. Who told you you can marry them? Make sure it's not just God, but also the government. If you're going to marry people, find out what are the requirements are for your state, and even requirements for other states. If by some chance you're invited to do a ceremony in a different state, someone from your congregation decides to go to an island or to an exotic place, or a family member or friend, make sure you know the requirements for that state. Does the license of your state transfer to the license of that state? Must you apply for a separate license, or do you have to have someone from that state to actually do the final pronouncement, if you will, by the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now pronounce you, husband and wife. Do you need somebody else who comes in on the tail end to do that, or someone who supervises the wedding and allows you to do the ceremony, but actually signs the actual certificate on your behalf? And so you want to make sure, if you're going to cross jurisdictional lines from one state to the next, that you not only know what's required in your state, but that you also know what's required in other states and jurisdictions. So once again, thank you for viewing this legal lesson sponsored by the Law Office of Travell Travis. We invite you to like, to share, to comment on these and our other posts. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we archive all of our videos. We also encourage you to become a fan of our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as email us at travelltravis@gmail.com. Visit our website at travelltravis.com. And once again, we thank you for your support. May God bless you, and may God bless your ministry.